Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. Allahumma iftah li abwaba rahmatik. Alhamdulillah. Subhanallah. This talk is about the brothers of Salahuddin Ayyubi rahimahullah, a legacy of leadership. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Behind Salahuddin Ayyubi rahimahullah was a family that played significant roles in shaping the history of the Ayyubid dynasty. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Among his family members, his brothers were key figures, contributing to military campaigns and governance in different parts of the Islamic world. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Before we discuss his brothers, it's important to briefly remember Salahuddin Ayyubi rahimahullah, MashaAllah, our hero, one of our many great heroes in Islam. Born in 1137 in Tikrit, which is in Iraq, he was not an Arab who unified the Arabs from Morocco, Egypt, and Syria, bringing everybody together, bringing the Arabs together, the Muslims together. The Arabs and the non-Arabs came together to fight for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah rose from a military leader under the Zengid dynasty to becoming the founder of the Ayyubid dynasty. He united much of the Muslim world and became a symbol of resistance against the Crusaders. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. His brother, I'm going to start with Al-Muzaffar, the brave brother. Al-Muzaffar Najm ad-Din Ayyub, Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah's elder brother. His older brother was one of the early supporters of his rise. Known for his bravery and military prowess, Al-Muzaffar rahimahullah was one of the first to help Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah consolidate power in Egypt. He served as a general and governed important regions, especially before the Ayyubid state was fully established. Al-Muzaffar's rahimahullah, Al-Muzaffar's role in the conquest of Egypt was critical. In 1169, Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah appointed him as the governor of the region of Diyar Bakr. Al-Muzaffar's influence extended beyond just his administrative duties, acting as a strategic advisor and loyal brother. MashaAllah. Now, I forgot to mention that the sources I've been digging into, okay, before, in the previous talks I did about Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah, especially when he was on his bed and he was going to pass away, that was documented by Al-Isfahani rahimahullah. Here I'm using a non-Muslim source here, and that is by Jonathan Phillips, 2010, Salahuddin and the Crusades, as well as the Encyclopedia of Islam, the second edition. Now, I'm coming to Al-Adil, who I spoke about in previous talks. Al-Adil, rahimahullah, the diplomat and strategist, Al-Adil, Abu Bakr, was another brother who played a vital role in the Ayyubid family's rise to power. Born in 1136, Al-Adil was not only a military leader, but also a skilled diplomat. He served as the governor of several territories, including Jerusalem, and his efforts in governance helped him maintain the stability of the Ayyubid state after Salahuddin rahimahullah's passing away. Al-Adil is perhaps best known for his diplomatic activities, including his negotiations with both Crusader states and other Muslim rulers. After Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah passing away, Al-Adil effectively maneuvered his way to power, becoming one of the most important Ayyubid rulers. He was key in managing the Ayyubid dynasty's internal politics and even served as regent for his sons in various territories. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Now here, I looked at a source from the year 2006 This was called The Ayyubid Dynasty, a Political History by Osama al-Rayhani, and The Crusades Through Arab Eyes by Amin Ma'louf. Then we come to Az-Zahir, who I mentioned in a previous talk. I mentioned this in a previous talk before. Now, Az-Zahir Ghazi, rahimahullah, was another important brother renowned for his role in the defense of Aleppo. He governed, was renowned, a member of the family who was renowned for his role in the defense of Aleppo. He governed the strategic city after Salahuddin Ayyubi rahimahullah's rise to power, and was instrumental in the ongoing wars against the Crusaders. He is known for his resolute stance against the Crusader states, managing his territories with both military discipline and political acumen. Az-Zahir also supported the endeavors in Jerusalem and Egypt, sending troops and supplies as part of the larger effort to consolidate Muslim power in the region. He is sending people to join Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah to liberate Jerusalem. MashaAllah. Here I've looked at some other sources. A 2011 source, Salahuddin, the Sultan who defeated the Crusaders by John Mann. A 2011 source that I looked into. Now, here we have Turan-Shah, the nephew. I want to look at Turan-Shah, who I mentioned in another talk earlier before. Turan-Shah was Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah's nephew, who became the governor of Egypt after Salahuddin al-Ayyubi's rahimahullah passing away. Al-Turan-Shah was actually the nephew, not his literal son, but he obviously took him as a son. He was the son of Salahuddin rahimahullah, the sister. So the sister of Salahuddin, that was her son. After Salahuddin rahimahullah passing away, Al-Turan-Shah was appointed as the governor of Egypt, but his reign was short-lived and marked by internal strife, which I mentioned in a previous talk. His rule was challenged by local factions, and he failed to maintain the stability of the Ayyubid state in Egypt. However, his rule was short and tumultuous. Al-Turan-Shah's leadership was marked by internal conflict and struggles with local Egyptian factions, as well as the people, as well as with the Crusader states. Unlike his brothers and family members, Turan-Shah's reign in Egypt was marred by failure to unite the region fully, which led to his eventual removal and death in 1194. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Despite the challenges he faced, his role in the immediate post-Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah period is significant because it highlights the difficulties in maintaining a unified Ayyubid state. And that was the struggle that everyone had to face after Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The brothers of Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah were not merely his family, they were military leaders, governors, and strategists in their own right. Each one contributed to the rise of the Ayyubid dynasty and helped shape the political, military landscape of the Islamic world in the 12th century. Their collaboration was crucial in consolidating the territories Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah conquered and ensuring that the Ayyubid legacy lived on for generations, mashallah, tabarakallah, while the most famous of them all remains as Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimahullah. His brothers' roles remind us of the collective efforts that contributed to one of the most significant Islamic empires of the medieval period, mashallah, tabarakallah. Let us close in a dua. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin al-Fatihi lima ughliqa wal khatimi lima sabaqa nasir al-haqqi bil-haqq wal hadi ila siratika al-mustaqimi wa ala alihi haqqa qadrihi wa miqdarin azim. Allahumma ansur al-Islam. Allahumma ansur al-Islam wal-Muslimin. Ameen, ameen, ameen. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، والسلام على المرسلين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.